Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my uh, Green Bay Packers uh, Beast Week 11 recap show. Um, so the Green Bay Packers won 20-19 in a very dramatic, unexpected ending. Um, so um, uh, First and foremost, what I have to say is shout out to Karl Brooks, 94, who basically saved the game for us, essentially, in a very bad situation. Um, our defense was god awful in this game. Like, this was the worst defensive performance we've had all season. We had no interceptions, no fumbles, no takeaways. We did manage to get 3 sacks, and we'll get to obviously those in a while. But the defense looked absolutely atrocious in this game. I know we didn't have Alexandra for most of it. He was, battling an injury. He tried to give it a go and just wasn't working out, and he had to basically sit the rest of the game. But we were getting torched on defense. This was not good at all. Um, Shout out to Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love. Jordan Love looked very good in this game. This was probably, I think, his best efficient game. Um, he stepped up when we were down, in situations, but also, he threw a terrible interception also in this game, which, the interception doesn't happen there. It's incomplete. We kick a field goal, and assuming the Bears still score, on a kickoff play, going into that half, we probably are only losing 19-17 because they did miss the 2-point conversion. Instead of 14-19 because the Bears did miss a 2-point conversion. But there's going to be a lot of said to this. But again, I think the defense really let us down, and also Christian Watson. He got demoted a few games ago to the 4th-string receiver, and he stepped up in a big way since that happened. I mean, he was the leading receiver in this game, no doubt about it. But yeah, I mean, with this game, it does concern me because, again, our defense did not look good. And we got to play the 49ers next week, of course, as you all know. This is where I get concerned with where we are as a football team because these are teams, I mean, the Bears are a division rival. I mean, we've been owning them for a while now. We went into this game with 10 straight victories against them. But anybody can be beat on any given game, as we all know, and that was definitely the case here. But I really feel our defense let everybody down here because the defense, at the end of the day, they didn't show. And it came down to Jordan Love. Without Jordan Love and Watson and Josh Jacobs stepping up, because I said, like, we're gonna have to score to win this thing. We're gonna have to score a touchdown to win this. And of course, there was the drive before the final Packers drive where Jordan Love made some questionable decisions, which again is also what confirms me about Jordan Love. I mean, he made some questionable decisions. I mean, 2 straight runs by Josh Jacobs was stuffed. Then there was the tried to run, didn't get anything, and then he ran again on 4th down, which, again, I just didn't get that at all. That was just dumb at that point. I mean, he hesitated. Just not looking right. I am glad he is able to run around, though, because, obviously he'd been recovering from the groin and then, of course, the sprain he had earlier in the year. So his running ability, his mobile ability was none for the past like 5 weeks. Malik Willis, who was able to come in for a couple of games, he was able to run. He's efficient with being able to run. But Jordan Love, his running was non-existent for the past 5 weeks because he couldn't run. He could not run with the injuries he was going through. So it does seem like Jordan Love with the bye, his legs have gotten better. He's more confident in being able to run now. So that's a good sign. But these were just very questionable calls. And then on the next possession, after the Bears ultimately only got a field goal, which that put it up 19. On the next following possession, the big play once again to Christian Watson because he got one on the previous drive. And then, of course, he got it again on this one. No, not enough evidence to overturn it because the Bears tried to challenge it. It was clearly a catch, but the referees just went with the call on the field, which was a catch anyways. They didn't confirm it. They just went with the call on the field. But in my opinion, that was a catch. It didn't hit the ground at all or anything. Didn't bobble. So, yeah. One of the things I'll say is Matt LaFleur, basically, he made a very questionable decision. So when Jordan Love, tried to run for the touchdown, he got the first down, then he got almost got the touchdown. It was on the half-inch line, and he challenged that because he wanted it to be called a touchdown. And I was saying, why is he challenging this? Why is he challenging this play? Who cares he didn't get in the end zone? It's 1st and goal on the half-inch line. And, of course, as we all know, on the next play, they ended up sneaking it in, and Love got the touchdown anyways. So I didn't understand why he challenged this here. It was a waste of challenge because it was too close to call, and it was not needed because we got a first down on that play. So it was 1st and goal on the half-inch line, and we scored on the next play. So why are you challenging him? He wasted a timeout we could have had, on the final, drive of the game. That the Bears, we only had one timeout for that last drive that, obviously the first 2 plays, it looked pretty good. We finally got 2 back-to-back sacks. But then, of course, 3rd down, of course, our secondary sucked and just laid an egg on it, and so it was 3rd and 3, I believe it was, and then, of course, 4th down, he got it, and they put him in field goal range, made a couple more plays, and then after that, they decided to wind the clock down and kick the field goal at 46-yarder. Just very questionable decision-making. There was a sack also earlier in the game when that was like a bull rush where he just went right past the guard as well. But, at the end of the day, this was just not very good decision-making, my take, from the coaching. But at the end of the day, the field goal happens. Karl Brooks, he stuffed it, or he blocked it. And I just was in awe when that happened. When Karl Brooks blocked, I didn't even realize he blocked. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the play, right? And it isn't even sinking to me what just happened. And then when he says it's blocked, or they said Brady or something, he says it's blocked, and I'm like, oh my god, we won the game. I'm like, of all things, despite the defense playing horrible in this game, worst game of the season. And the defense has been our strength this whole season, but not today. Defense was totally shit today. But that one play, number 94, Karl Brooks, man, just phenomenal. I mean, it was lower snap, but still, it was still a makeable kick for the Bears, and I was just stunned that we were able to go. And it wasn't one of those And the thing about it too was it wasn't one of those blocks that you see where they jump off the freaking the line or whatever. They made it illegal, but then there's like now this loophole this year that they've kind of figured out a way to kind of do it again without breaking the new rule or whatever by kind of jumping on their own player or whatever. Because you can't jump on a player or whatever. You can't jump the line or whatever, but you can like I guess jump on like your own player for leverage, I guess, or something or something. They're explaining it, but that's what people have been doing this season to block field goals, which I'm sure they're gonna. The NFL is gonna try to outlaw that now on how they're doing that, but um but this was not that type of block. This was just, jumping and then just getting a finger on it. I mean, that's all he did. He got a finger on it, a little finger on it, and that was all it needed to, deflect it. Deflected the whole thing, and he not making it. It actually did went far despite it being blocked too, by the way, but it still didn't matter. They didn't get it, and that was the game. So it was a huge victory for us. I'm just insisting all on this, but going over the stats right here. Jordan Love, 13 for 17, 261 yards, a touchdown pass, and an interception. As we talked about the interception, that was the bad throw, bad read by Love. Josh Jacobs obviously was our leading rusher, 18 attempts, 76 yards rushing, and also did have a rushing touchdown. Jordan Love had 4 attempts for 18 yards rushing and had a rushing touchdown. Wilson had 2 attempts for 17, and then Reed had 1 attempt for -5. That was all rushing. And then on the receiving end of it, Jaden Reed had 2 receptions for 23 yards and also had a touchdown pass on that opening touchdown that they got, where it was 12 men on the field. And that's another thing, too. We took it right down the field, to start the game, too. I thought this game was... When Jaden Reed got the opening touchdown, there was that 12 men on the field, I thought this was going to be a blowout game. I thought, this is going to be one of those other games where we dominate, but that didn't turn out to be the case at all in this game. Josh Jacobs had 4 attempts for 58 yards receiving. So he was surprisingly our second leading receiver in this game. And then Christian Watson, 4 receptions for 150 yards. I mean, he had a monster day. He also got one of the catches were into double coverage. Like he was a monster in this game. Dobbs only had one reception for 17 yards. Tucker Kraft didn't have anything. Dononik Wicks didn't have anything. So I'm saying when you look at the sack columns, as I said, there was 3 sacks. Salton had 1, Gray had 1, and Cox Jr. had 1. So those were our 3 sacks in the game. And those are our stat lines. Next week we are playing the 49ers. But we'll be back home. So the Niners have not been the best team this year, so I'm kind of hoping that next week we can win the game, because it is a game we definitely need to have, because we are in a tough stretch. You got the Dolphins, who are probably better than what the record indicates. Dolphins or the Lions are going to be tough. I do think we can beat the Lions, by the way, but it's going to be a tough game. We did beat them last time in Detroit, so Seattle's team we probably could beat. Which, by the way, Seattle just beat the 49ers, too, on last-second touchdowns with Geno Smith. So I think there is a possibility that, these games, I mean, again, Saints, easy, Vikings, it's going to be tough, and the Bears, they just played us tough again. So, again, it's going to be a tough schedule down the stretch, but we just like if our defense can get back to playing good defense, hopefully we get Alexander back because that will definitely be a better lift for next week against the 49ers. But our defense has got to step up again. Our defense cannot play like this again. Like the defense has got to play like what they've been playing all season. This was just ridiculous. Um, but yeah, we have we're at a favorable record. You know what I'm saying? We're at a favorable record. We're at 7-3. We're probably not going to win our division, but we're in position. If we can beat the Vikings, the next time we play the Vikings, we're in poised position to get into the playoffs. Um, you know, I know we're probably not going to catch the Lions, but we're still in prime position right now. You know what I'm saying? So our defense has got to step up. Jordan Love stepped up in a big way in this game. I mean, other than the interception, which was terrible, he looked really good. He actually look more elusive with his legs. So he's getting much healthier in that aspect of it. And yeah, that is about it. 7-3. Go Pack, go! Let's keep it going. Comment, rate if you like this video, my videos. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the latest contents. Thank you. And that's about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure, besides my YouTube channel, the Twitch, the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the SS Ultimate Goku, and I do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this. And also, I do have a YouTube tier list where we do tier lists for members. So, yeah, make sure to check that out. And now I'm out. Peace.